Well, off to a rocky start for my trip to London. We got a notification that my flight from here in Kelowna to Vancouver, where my connection is, where I actually board a direct flight to London to meet Dave, was canceled. So I was dealing with that. And then on top of all that, we sent a wire for like $35,000 to a company that we're working with to develop a body kit for one of the cars. And the wire is like never landed. It's missing. We've been calling the bank. They can't give us any information. It's been like 10 business days. Ridiculous. Stress before we got to go on this trip. And then I got to pack as light as you can possibly imagine, because when you get to Gumball, as you guys have seen in previous Gumballs, we get all the merch on the spot. So you get a bag, you get a jacket, you get a hoodie, you get t-shirts, hat, sometimes shoes. Like, it's crazy. Socks, which is good because, you know, providing that we're gonna wear that stuff and a few bits of our own merch for the rally, I don't have to pack a lot to get there. But that's always weird because you don't really know, like, what do I need? So obviously the basics, underwear, some socks, obviously, because we get one pair of socks. And then I have to pack like camera gear. So all this stuff's got to go with me. And while this isn't overly large, it's like, this is 6 pounds. It's a bit heavy. I also got to bring a laptop. So it's like, and then Dave's coming with me. So we have to fit everything of mine and Dave's into the front of the SVJ. That's it. We've done it twice before, and I'm telling you, it's light, guys. Normally I go with my camera bag. So this has different bits of paperwork that we need. I always carry like an extra mic. You never know. Over the years, I've had issues where like a wire or something goes wrong. So I have to be really careful about what I want to bring on this trip because I just don't have the room. So obviously batteries, which I'm currently charging, which by the way, this one is done. I gotta switch and put this one on to charge. This is the last one. Let that charge up. And then I gotta very, very strategically pick what clothes I'm bringing. And I have to bring, this is like a powder vitamin supplement. These guys are a partner of ours. AG1 Greens is really cool. Like, you just basically pour this into water and take it, and you've got your healthy vitamins. You know, especially when you're on the road like we are a lot, you want to make sure all your stuff's in balance because it can like severely affect your mood and the way you feel or how much energy you have. We need all the energy we can get on these trips. So we have to figure out flight. Wifey's calling the Air Canada line to figure that out. We gotta figure out where our money's at, and I gotta pack. So I'm gonna bring you guys along on the wild and crazy journey of behind the scenes of what it takes to get prepared for a Gumball halfway across the world and in a car that doesn't have very much room, while also running a business and trying to figure out where our money's gone. Okay, let's quickly go over some of the things that are essential for this trip. So I've got my vitamins, my greens, obviously gonna need my wallet, my regular driver's license, some credit cards. I'm gonna need a passport, of course, we're flying internationally, and we're going through 12 countries, you guys, driving on Gumball, 12 countries, which also means I need to carry this. I went and got this. This is my international driver's license. So with my regular driver's license, because I'm not traveling in the US this time where our license is all we need from Canada, I have to have this. It's an international license. It's basically verifying that this is a real license. And then I believe they have like, this is all in like a bazillion different languages. So, you know, you hand this to, let's say, a police officer, which I'm sure we will encounter in Germany or, I don't know, Italy or wherever, and somewhere in here in Italian, it says, in Italian, Damon Fryer has a license. So we need camera. Look, this is stacking up already. International charger. This is crucial. You got to remember, when you go internationally, our plugs here in North America that look like this, in Europe, they look different. So we have, you know, different adapters and stuff. So we definitely need that. Definitely need the DDE merch. My white hat's already getting a little dirty, but that's okay. So I've got this one and the black one. I will bring these. Wear one of those at some point today just to keep it light. Put one on my head. I do have a little hat carrying case, which is really cool. I got this from Presley and Wifey. Okay, charged batteries. Crucial. You always need lots of these. If you run the camera hard, as in like frequently turning it, leaving it on, but like turning it like awake, so to speak. So I'll just give you guys an example here. Let's turn the power on. Okay, power's on, right? And when the power of the camera's on, the power of the mic's also on. Now, it'll fall asleep. And so I always have it at the ready. When it falls asleep, I just tap the shutter button here and it wakes up and then it sits like this. This is the fastest way to grab it and hit record. And even when you hit record like that and it lights up, it actually takes about a second and a bit to start recording. So if you hit the button and hear the beep and start talking right away, you kind of get cut off. So you'll learn to have that little bit of a pause. Now, if it's asleep and you have to hit it to wake up first, it takes a few seconds, 4 or 5 seconds. And that's just too slow sometimes. So I leave it just sitting like this, kind of awake all the time. Or if I'm trying to anticipate something's about to happen, I'll wake it back up. Now, if it's always awake, it's just always going to be using the LCD screen, which then just drains your batteries. So it's good to have lots of batteries in this game. If you don't have a camera, you're screwed. You have to whip out the cell phone or something. Because you got to get the shot, man. You got to get the shot. So this is our little pile so far. It's stacking up already. It doesn't look like much, but trust me, you're going to see the tiny little bag. You got to fit it all in. Now I have my glasses, of course. I have prescription sunglasses. I am not going to bring any jewelry. I'm not going to bring any watches or anything. Well, I shouldn't say no jewelry. I'm going to bring some Advil. Having some Advil is always good. I think I'm going to bring my DDE chain, the one I had from Happy Jewelers with the gems in it. That's pretty sick. I'm going to bring that. I think that's probably my one piece of jewelry I'll bring. I'll leave my black diamond necklace. I know so many of you guys have adopted it and loved and gone to Happy Jewelers and have picked one of these up for yourselves. They're super sick. We obviously, once this is done, we're going to bring the battery charger. That's necessary. I might bring, maybe not this whole mic, but I might bring this cable. And I'll tell you why. These cables sometimes end up breaking the wire right in here. And then what happens is you don't notice it, but on the back of the camera here, when the camera's on, I'm going to show you guys a little trick. The camera itself, okay, can you see where you can see the audio spike right here? Here, I'll put it down so you can see. You see right here when I'm talking? Check, check, check. You got your left and your right channels. Now, sometimes that will all of a sudden one channel will be down, the other channel's working. You're like, wait a minute. Well, this little cable's broken on us before. So it's weird. iPhone, you were not in focus there for a second. Don't let me down, iPhone. You're supposed to be the more reliable of the two in this relationship, okay? Laptop, charger, phone charger. Look at this. All this stuff has to go in a bag and close still. Again, you watch. The bag has to fit in the front with all my stuff in it, and then enough room for Dave to have a bag that fits in the front with all of Dave's stuff in it. All right. Oh, I forgot to tell you the best part. The SVJ's in London, stuck in customs. So now we got to figure out what paperwork's required to prove that the car belongs to us. Now the challenge here is, well, it's real simple. The car is registered to our company. The company is a numbered company. It's not a company that says Daily Driven Exotics on it. And then I have to have like proof of ownership of that company then that company leases the car from August Luxury Motor Cars, which technically August Luxury Motor Cars are the owner of the car, leasing the car to us during that process of the lease. That's how here in Canada, we have the ability to write off said taxes on all the payments for the car. If we just bought the car outright, we would have this like drawn out depreciation process over years and years. It's just easier and better for us to immediately write off the taxes that are on the payments and just put down as little as possible for the down payment. That's the benefit for leasing a car for us in the business write-off. But it makes it more complicated. Now we've learned when shipping a car halfway across the world, and then customs is like, well, whose car is this? Who's coming to collect it? You know, and so we did all this paperwork and we're working with a company to try to get that sorted out, but we might have to be there in person to physically show them our passports and show them the paperwork and show them incorporation documents that we own said numbered company, because the car says Daily Driven Exotics all over it, but the company doesn't have Daily Driven Exotics on it. And then on top of all that, we have the complication of we're the ones leasing the car. So it's like, whew, let's hope we have a car for Gumball is kind of what I'm getting at. We're gonna have to fly halfway across the world to find out. That'll be interesting. Stay tuned in the main channel vlog, because we will vlog all of that drama for sure. Fingers crossed though, that this all works out, because it would really suck to have to rent another Huracan, which is not what I want to do after spending all this money to get that car across the world. All right, I gotta grab some clothes upstairs. I also need to take my ass out to my beautiful backyard and probably go into the gym and do some form of a workout, because I'm not gonna get any exercise other than running around with a 6-pound camera and driving a car for the next foreseeable 2 weeks, and maybe even take a dip in the pool, because the weather's been really nice and it's really hot and warm here. And we just looked up the weather report. What was the weather report, babe, in Europe? It's like colder, right? It's like 10 degrees colder than here.
I mean, you range anywhere from 18 up to 28
Celsius.
Yes.
So 28 will get warm. That's probably closer when we get down to Montenegro, like more south. But when we start, especially when we go across the Alps and all that, we'll be going up elevation. And during that elevation change, it won't be that warm. It'll be colder. But look at this. Look at this beautiful weather we have here in Kelowna. This is why we love living here. I mean, guys, this is just stunning. Look at this. The lake in the background. It's hot out. Perfect for the pool, or eventually the lake's probably pretty cold right now because it would still be getting some of that spring runoff of the glacier, or, you know, the snowpack being melted off the mountains. And that water is freezing. And I'm gonna miss my puppies. Right, Roma? Are you gonna miss Dad? Hey, are you gonna miss Dad? Are you gonna miss me? Hey, little snuggle? What will you say? Hi, what? Where's Dino? Oh, Dino's coming in to get some snuggles too. Dino wants to get some snuggles too. Roma's hilarious. If I give Dino too much love, Roma will get right in the middle, won't you? Watch this. See, she'll plow her way in. Watch. What? Give me some love, right? Give me some love. Look at this. She just tries to get right in there. She's like, give me the love. Give me the love, Dad. Give me the love. Give me the love, Dad. Oh, these guys. Oh, he's attacked. Head out to the garage, do a quick workout. I have a special car still sitting in my garage. You guys remember what it is? I got to drive it around town a little bit. I haven't spent much time driving it, to be honest, but I got to go for a little cruise in it. Now it's got no air conditioning. And like I said, remember, it is really hot here. It is none other than the 550XX, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Cheating on that sign up on the wall though, aren't I? Lamborghini, and then I put a Ferrari in here. Speaking of Lamborghinis, I do need to get another gated manual Mercy at some point, I think. You know, August has a couple of really nice examples. I have to put my drink here that I could potentially pick up. You know, nothing like a gated V12, which is the whole point of why I wanted to buy this and build this. And like, I think this turned out super epic. Like, look at this thing. It's also slammed. This thing is a very low car. And I love the way that the Volk Rays Engineering wheels turned out. Because this car has a smaller diameter wheel from the factory, I wanted to stick with something that obviously went with the car and fits this car's look and everything. And I think these 18s turned out really good. And being able to get these wheels are fairly affordable to us anyhow now. And I was able to buy, what did we buy? I think we have one set of fronts, but we have like 3 sets of rears. So then we can pre-mount the tires, obviously, when we're out slaying tires, and we just swap them out like we did at the racetrack. But, you know, Formula Drift champ Michael Essa killed it with this build. Like, considering it's not a full wide body car, this is a really wide, you have to understand, this is a wide car. People are like, you guys, I know a lot of you guys are like, wide body it. It's just, if we make it wider, it might not fit in our trailer. Then the car's not going anywhere. And honestly, look at it. It looks really good. I mean, in my opinion, like it is a very wide car as it sits already. Now, of course, we got the APR carbon front splitter, the big canard die planes, we got the hood pins, we have the louvers that we added in for additional heat removal from the engine bay. We're probably gonna have to upgrade the cooling system on this car a little bit. It does get a little warm if you run it hard, but it maintains, it does well. We still have, obviously, the dash to recover in Alcantara. Michael finished up the door panels. We'll clean this up, make it look a little more tidier in here. As well as we thought about potentially doing an engine swap. I don't know about that yet, but we could shove a different engine in there, like a 599 engine, because Dave's 599 freaking screams. Now, this car has race style headers and a full straight pipe exhaust, and it's just not nearly as loud as the 599 engine. And Mike told me that that is literally just the engine difference. So we might have to get a different engine. Who knows, guys? But for now, this thing's pretty sick. I mean, it slays tires as it is. And then, of course, we have the massive APR wing and the custom diffuser with my little Gymkhana plate on there. Now, Gymkhana grid's coming back. Hoonigan's bringing that back. And we want to go out and have some fun and compete in that. And at the minimum, that car's good to go right now to take it out there and slide it around and race in the course with the cage and everything the way it's set up. We were trying to maybe do the race car, but I think the race car is just way too custom. Would take way too long to get the parts ordered. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build out the twin turbo F12. Now, the F12's got some crazy stuff that needs to get also fabricated for it, but a little simpler just with the way that car's set up. So instead of it being obviously mid-engine, it's front engine and some stuff like that. So Mike's got a really good idea and a game plan, and we'll work away in Gumball for Europe for the next better part of a month because I have a little family trip at the end of Gumball that I'm gonna take my family. We're gonna go to Switzerland, visit the rest of my mom's side of the family. Long story short, Mike will have a whole month to work on the F12. So we're gonna have a build out series we're gonna make, and we're gonna be putting a sequential gearbox in there and removing the DCTs. There's a lot of custom stuff, and also trying to make it run still, which is amazing to me, on stock ECUs on the twin turbo F12. So that's the game plan. Mr. Alex at Gintani says he can, with his tuner, they can work on it, make it so that it'll work. So we'll see about that. If not, we're gonna have to go Motec. Then it's getting into, wiring harness, all custom, and a lot more work. And then at that point, we might as well start going upgrade on the fuel system and all sorts. That goes down a crazy rabbit hole that we don't want to go down yet, but we're trying to just do sequential transmission, obviously change the rear differential, race differential with quick change gear sets and stuff like that. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Now, what am I gonna do here for a workout? Let's go Chase Tucker. 30 minutes, do I wanna do 30 minutes or do I wanna do more of a hit run? The high intensity training here is what we're gonna do today. 20 minutes, let's go. Chase Tucker, my man.
My name is Chase Tucker. Thank
Yeah,
you
it is. Okay, guys.
so much for joining today.
I gotta hit this run. Gotta get my warm up in.
This is your very first time rocking with me or with the Peloton.
All right, no stress. We got literally the bare essentials packed, and I still feel like I have too much stuff. Wifey did a great job. Thank you, hon.
You're welcome.
appreciate it. We got the pooches in the back, and we are off to take me to the airport. First of 2 flights. She called Air Canada and said, hey, I got this notification that the flight's canceled and there's no other flights today. And they're like, oh, the flight's not canceled, which is weird because we got both an email and a text notification saying the flight was canceled. So for whatever reason, that's great luck on our behalf that my flight's still good to Vancouver, and I'll go meet up with Dave. And then tonight we will get on a direct flight all the way to London, and we'll be able to get some sleep on the plane and hopefully get off that plane and not be too jet lagged, because we are going to be running. It is going to be a grind. From the moment we land, we have so much stuff to do, like collect the car, hopefully. Oh God, if that didn't work, we gotta go rent a car or something. Like stress, all the stress right now. But this is just part of business life, rally life. Throw it all into one basket. Okay, off to the airport. This is how rushed we are. My wife's dropping me off in what we call current taxi. They drive Teslas. Give me a kiss. I love you.
Mwah.
I'll see you in Switzerland.
Yes.
Holy crap. And now my flight says it's delayed, but we don't trust it. So my wife's gonna book me a completely different flight so I make it to Vancouver. Because if I don't make it there, I miss a flight to London. Bye.
Hi.
This is crazy.
Always an adventure, my friend.
What time is your flight supposed to be leaving? Do you know?
My flight's supposed to be boarding at 12:25. Or 2:25, sorry. 12. That'd be late.
What's your flight? Are you WestJet or Air Canada?
Air Canada. But my wife right now is about to book me onto possibly a WestJet flight, which leaves at 3 o'clock. So I'd be boarding still at 2:30. So
AC 8274 in Vancouver.
yeah,
Was supposed to leave at 2:12. It's delayed to 2:18. Is what they're saying.
oh, 2:18.
Well, that's what it says. 2:18 delayed.
Oh, well, let's
So
get
that's
there.
only 6 minutes.
Yeah, it says 4 o'clock on our app.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been doing weird things. I don't trust it. Because if
Yeah,
they
unless
cancel the
it's
flight on
different.
me, I'm screwed.
Right.
Because I have a flight to London.
Unless it's there's another one, Vancouver at 4:15, but it's I don't know what this is. 4N 549. I don't know
Yeah,
what that is.
I'll have a look on my app. Thanks.
Okay.
Wild. So he got me here, departures. My wife has bought me a second plane ticket just to ensure I get to Vancouver on time to make my London trip. So now I'm flying WestJet. Sorry, Air Canada. We're finally boarding. I was getting a little scared there because even my second flight was delayed by like 30 minutes. I don't know what's going on. It ain't due to weather, I'll tell you that, and it ain't windy out. There she is. We'll board this, go to Vancouver, link up with Dave. All right, let's go find Mr. Coulter. There he is. Why don't you look fairly cozy. Hold on. Are you done with this? Can I push this up?
So I've been vlogging all day for Stories Channel, my journey to get here, and it's been a little hectic. Oh, thank you.
Has it?
Some sparkling wine
The
now.
sparkling wine offer. I went with the water.
Just doing the luggage, trying to fit everything in that duffel bag.
Well, this is going to be an adventure, my friend. We just made our flight. Let's hope we can get the car out of prison.
Did you look at this yet?
Yeah, I have that. It's just the exact same one I got when we went to Rome. This is a new
Did you do a
experience.
tour of it for Rome?
I did. Socks, and they're black, so you don't have to wear your shoes around on the floor because it's dirty. You have a face mask in there. You have a toothbrush, toothpaste, floss.
You know, on Emirates they had cologne.
Emirates was on a whole nother level. But hey dude, this is it. Another journey begins. Look at
There you
these
go.
rings, by the way. Bobby White killed it with these driver's rings for Gumball. This is our Toronto to Miami, our first one. That's why it's 39. And then we eventually took over and got our number 11 for the Middle East. And then we're gonna get one for Europe. Oh yeah.
Have to go some more fingers.
Hold on, I'll just get in real close here.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, how's it going?
Why don't we get one of the couples ones?
You want one of the couples ones?
That's a trade.
That's what Presley and Tasha had on their way over. All right, I'm gonna go and sit down. 8.5 hours. Enjoy yourself. Drink some wine.
So I read the jet lag guideline.
Yes.
sleep the entire flight the second
Correct.
you can.
That's correct.
When we land, it's 1 in the afternoon.
Yes. It's gonna hit you.
Thank you. Thank you so
My
much.
name's Bianca if you need anything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bianca.
I'm going to bed.
Bianca now thinks we are currently together. These are our wedding rings. Okay. I'm gonna go sit my ass down. These guys will see us on the main channel vlog. Stay tuned. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get hectic.
Right
People are
away,
still
it's
boarding.
massive drama. Like we don't have a car to drive right now.
Yeah, we might not have a car to
The
drive.
problem too is if customs, what they say on the phone, if they take the car, then getting it back is really hard. So it's not just the rally; it's also getting it back to Canada.
Oh yeah, we got to prove that we own the car, which we don't.
That's more than that because now it's bonded here, but because the bond is a separate department.
Well,
So
we'll
it's not
explain
simple.
all that on the main channel.
Yeah,
Explain it on the main channel.
yeah. Under stress.
See you guys.